need to do
in order to get a match win?
Into pick ban Achilleos, potentially the final game of the regular season.
Could be.
KT versus MVP. KT fans will certainly be hoping so. Match 8:14 still, if you're joining us late. KT first ban on the blue side is the Zoe, and a lot of people around the world rejoice. No Zoe this time. If you're wondering why KT are blue side banning the Zoe, Yukal Zoe is probably the only kind of black mark in his champion pool. He's 3 and 4 on the Zoe. From the games, he hasn't really had any dominant performances like we've seen from other mid laners, so they don't want to deal with that. And in fact, KT say, we don't know about all these support bans, let's ban mid laners instead.
Yep, gonna be the Zoe, now the Rise. Talia, of course, from MVP. Just getting rid of the standards. Let's see what the follow-up third ban is gonna be from MVP. Do they try to just go ahead and clip the wings of the Azir, take him down?
Huh.
And Trundle, okay. So KT, no interest in playing a Trundle.
They really, really want to play Tahm Kench, it looks like. That is what Mada plays. Gave the famous interview where he says, my teammates throw too much, so I play Tahm Kench. Very Mada-esque response from the MVP of Worlds 2014.
That makes sense. You know, the Thresh is also somebody that you can bail people out with.
If they played Thresh Kalista, I couldn't be any happier.
Oh, okay, well, Tahm Kench is off the board. Now where does your first pick go?
Azir is available, and Yukal says, I win a lot on this champion, and he would be correct. So they will first pick it. The Vel'Koz is something that Ian has played before and is seen as a good answer into the Azir. Don't know if you have to take it now, but you would probably have to take it by Ian's pick. Otherwise, some mid lane bans will come in. The Rise is the other common pick into it, the Zoe. Both of those are banned. Actually seeing Max bark instructions to his teammates. They will be going for the first pick, Gragas here. Want to take that one away from Score. Could be a support Gragas as well.
Could be. Big, long-time favorite of Yondu, so a big pick for him. But we'll see where that one's going to end up. We already saw it at the top lane in our first series for the side of King Zone, so
a lot is open.
Flex.
A lot is open here. Tahm Kench obviously taken away, but could look into something in the bot lane. All of the marksmen available, and we will see a marksman. It'll be Varus.
We saw the hover on this in game 1.
What about Xayah Rakan, which is open?
You know,
you almost never see Xayah Rakan open.
It has made it through. It's
sort of thing where MVP might
away.
not even notice it because the blue side bans didn't include Rakan.
Yeah, they banned it themselves on the blue side. Now they're over the red. They get shoehorned in. They don't want the Tahm Kench. Maybe you should just take it.
Now, Lethality Varus does well into Xayah Rakan, but seems like teams are just taking the Ashe whenever it's available. Deft may not be prey when it comes to the sniper arrows, but plays team fights very well on the Ashe.
The love is dead.
Sadly true. And Morgana will be taken. I thought maybe Braum would come out here as an answer to the Varus and the Gragas. Morgana can do it as well, but they want more lane power. Wonder if KT's going full squishy win lane, win game. When you see these first 3 picks, it might be true.
Okay, MVP. See Max talking to his squad, trying to figure out what the best draft choice would be at this stage, and it might just be the Vel'Koz. It seems like that's going to be the lock-in for Ian.
You needed to take it there. I think this 2 bans would have probably been, if I'm thinking about it, if no mid laner, if I'm KT, I ban Vel'Koz and I ban Yasuo just because the Gragas is there for synergy. Yasuo versus Azir, not a fantastic matchup by any means, but I think those were the 2 you would probably ban away. Ian, not the best Yasuo player, but Yukal is one of the best. The Jace going to be taken away, trying to take away as many blind pick top laners for Smeb as they can.
Get rid of the 1. And I believe it was Gnar Jace for them in game 1.
Smeb's always got more picks, so you can never fully...
I mean, he just pulled out a J4 again, so...
They thought that they were safe to pick out Camille and have lane pressure on everyone. Nope, we got Resolve with J4, winning by 75 CS. Just Smeb things. Kennen going to be banned away. This felt like ultra fallback Smeb, so I thought Kennen would be a good ban there, so I like that from MVP. Does mean the Gnar is very likely to be picked up by ADD.
I could just have that.
Cho'Gath also. Maybe just another Cho'Gath game here from MVP. They've already got initiation from Gragas and Varus. So I'm thinking maybe Cho'Gath now that I consider it again. Always worried that Smeb will say screw it Fiora, which is his old approach to situations like that. And that would be far too risky for me. MVP, do we see a Cho'Gath?
the final ban.
GP's open, and
Maybe just want the GP in case Smeb is planning on taking the Gnar.
Smeb would have probably take the GP if it was up, and they're going to flash GP. They already saw what happened to GP in our first series. They're going to take the Gnar anyway. What do you do now? If you're Smeb, you could take Cho'Gath and just farm it out, but that would be very reliant on the Ash Arrow. The GP into Gnar is a very obvious matchup to take, and they already have quite a lot of utility around the rest of their picks, so maybe just a calm time for Smeb to return to the GP.
This feels like a supreme bait after flashing it for him, but we'll just get picked up. Smeb going to be confident, and it's just going to be returned to the Sejuani here for score. So more beefiness because they desperately need some.
Is it a Yondu special? He's last picked Amumu in recent memory, so it could still be the Gragas support and a Yondu special. It could also be a counter pick support. It could also be the Vel'Koz into Morgana, because that's something that Max has done.
Oh, mid lane. Wait.
Yeah, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be the support counter pick Vel'Koz support.
Okay.
And a mid lane Varus coming out on the side of MVP. Very tricky. I only thought about that at the end because I said, okay, wait, it was Max who liked the Vel'Koz support into the Morgana support. You just basically can always outdamage Black Shield, however many points are put into it. They will do that. Does mean they are now also very much on the squishy side, and you remain with Varus mid lane. You go lethality, and you just try to outrange the Azir at every moment.
All right, so some tricky stuff here from the side of MVP, going back to their roots. This is what they were famous for when they first joined the LCK, was engineering these more interesting comps, Max especially, with the unique picks in the bottom lane. We've seen the Vel'Koz, we've seen the Brand coming up from him. Hell, we saw the Scion and got a quadra kill. But
the issue is,
back out with this.
What if we see the Sejuani roll down bot lane and get summoners out of Max? Then he's going to have a real bad time. If he can just have a 2v2 laning phase with complete information on
here we are for maybe the final time in the summer split before the playoffs roll through.
Smeb's Gangplank rolling out in this game. We already had a Gangplank steal away an Elder Dragon in our first series.
Okay.
That's a very nice picture there. And there's Beyond and his Trundle that has been trundling him many times. He has no victories on Trundle this season, does Yondu?
It's also been banned away in both of these games, so no opportunity to play it, and I think that MVP might be happy about it.
Yeah, 0-6, not the scoreline you're looking for on the Trundle. KT only looking for one scoreline. That's 2-0 against MVP to cement their status as the #1 ranked team. Little W there, Deft and Marta. Notice no leashing happening between these duos. The Vel'Koz and the Jhin were picked for lane, so it wouldn't really make sense for them to give up any CS, and now the race to level 2 is on.
See how they're going to manage the bot lane here. As we go ahead and kick things off, you call back over onto the Azir. Well, was a bit slow to some of the plays in game 1, but did have that nice double scoop come through right in the last fight, allowing them to get the ace and give Smith the quadra kill.
Yukal is also the only person to play Varus mid into Azir this season, an old Power of Evil special in the past, so he definitely has experience on the reverse end of this matchup. He's chosen to go for the barrier, the most selfish healing and shielding summoner available.
Yondu is on a ward.
He is,
but doesn't care.
Smeb won't resolve tree for once. Usually we see him go for the I don't give too many Mundos full offense GP and just get ganked repeatedly, but have his team do good things elsewhere. He's gone resolve tree, but he did start with the Sapphire Crystal, so bit of a bold start. Wants his Sheen as early as possible.
I mean, talking about Smeb, bold. It's going to be in his name, basically, the way that he plays these top lanes.
We did have that Morgana lane. There was an Ashe to be able to put down reliable poke onto 2 members, so it does mean that Vel'Koz is going to be chugging the potions. 1 already down onto Max.
2 to go. Try to get that finish. Score it with a roam up to the top side. Don't believe that he was spotted. Scuttle Crab, not enough vision. Getting ready to push in. He
exhausted.
Should know. He's going to have that double hop coming through. Flash comes down, charge in. Should get the passive proc to lock him in. That's going to be first blood, but Score barely survives. keeps himself alive, and he'll go back to base.
To say that one was calculated is an understatement. He was waiting for the Triumph proc to actually arm. If it was any earlier, the turret shot, he would have died. Lives through it all. ADD will be frustrated. Kill credit goes to score.
Not going to be able to give that first blood over to Smeb to really fast-track the GP, but gets the assist. And now he should have a whale of a time in the top lane because the Sheen's already done.
So the gameplay in bot lane, whenever Mata doesn't have vision control over a brush, the Vel'Koz walks in, and Mata can't walk back in for fear of being exploded. It's going to be a lot more defensive there. Between Varus and Jhin, you got to say, this is almost Morgana's worst nightmare in terms of team comps, because both of them do lion physical damage that doesn't interact well with the Black Shield, that usually is the trump card for the Morgana.
Snort is trying to get some harass down onto Ian, as he has a nice little lead so far in the CS department.
It's a good laning matchup for Ian, can harass the Azir from range. Kind of similar to how the Vel'Koz works. The Vel'Koz matchup is good because Azir tries to disengage with the ultimate, and then the Vel'Koz stands and delivers. Well, it turns out the Varus stands and delivers on a very short cooldown. With his Q max lethality build, that is a nice grasp trade onto ADD.
Yep. He is in a really rough spot, waiting for that transformation as he just tosses out these boomerangs one after the other, but if he has to get forced back to base again, no TP. Smeb pushing forward, boomerang not going to connect. Yondu in the brush. Gets the barrel in. He's going to go aggro. Dodges out onto the wall up, though, as he throws down the ward. Now sees Yondu. Wonderfully played by Smeb.
He has really, really good top laner sense. We noted, we talked about how Tal was developing his top laner sense and had the first thought, but not the forethought, whereas Smeb has forethought. He is a fantastic top laner at playing around aggro. It should always be a case of top laner is why would they take that trade? And if it's a really dog trade, so a really bad one-sided trade, then it's like, that's suspicious. Yeah. And that's the sort of information you have to be able to intuit. Nicely done by Smeb. Gets a lot out of ADD. Doesn't cost him anything, and he backs away. Kilios, there's a disaster here, because they're going to lose so many minions. And consider when this game goes on, that KT once again will have Ashe Azir in the 4-1, the Morgana Black Shield. They have Engage in the 4-1, and GP could just straight up win the Gnar matchup. That's happened pretty frequently this season. Then kind of the whole map is vacant for MVP.
Yep. I'm not sure how many minions exactly ADD lost, but it took him a while just to pick up a single one. Was sitting at 31 for quite some time. Now has the wave moving back into the center, where Smeb has already returned the lane. He's got the Ruby Crystal in his inventory.
And Deft is definitely saying something about one more wave.
He's trying. Smattering of damage in on the pilot, but the roam down comes through from Yondu. That's going to be the flash in, looking for the knock-up. Deft actually into the wall. Mata taking the hit. Deadly Flourish comes down. The Morgana gonna get locked in.
Watch Yondu.
There's no heal. Yondu's around the back. Can he get the double? We'll try to slow him up. Body Slam comes in. Drunken Rage gets the hit. Depth gonna go down, and Mata will throw up the shield to try to desperately stay alive. The hit from the Vel'Koz not gonna connect. Max no mana. Yondu, can he get this for himself? Barrel comes down. In the meantime, we'll take a look at top lane, where ADD's in a bad spot. Oh, the Body Slam! Mata flashes out of it. Barrage thrown down. ADD trying to transform. 1 second away, passive proc comes through, the wallop not gonna connect. He'll push score back, he uses a sliver of HP. Ian's here, Chain of Corruption comes down, but the Bola comes in. Or the Mace rather, score finds the hit. Finally taking down the Gnar, but he's taking a lot of damage. But Ian will not progress further than that, cannot get the answering kill.
And Mata doesn't go down. How does he not die? Insane stuff on the bot side. Wish you could have focused on one of them, but the plays were everywhere. Insane that Mata will live from all of that. Should have been the world's freest 2-0 as, well, Yukal wants to kill.
Okay. Flash comes down from Ian, keeping himself safe. Good little pushover from Yukal, gets that summoner for free. But yeah, I kind of want to see a replay on the rest of this bot lane play, because Mata, I don't know how he survived. That was a juicy double kill for the side of Yondu. If that happens in your solo queue, that's when your Gragas just disconnects from the game.
He had both summoners up and yet had literally one auto's worth of health. From there, was able to disengage, was able to dance around, didn't even use his Ignite to dissuade a turret dive, just straight up outplayed Yondu. Big stuff there for KT to not give that goal to MVP bot lane. Speaking of bot lane,
that's going to be the Glacial Prison coming down. Max getting jumped on with nowhere to go. Depth is going to scoop up his first kill of the game. 1-1 here on the Ashe, now swinging his way into a CS lead.
And Score's having one of those games where everywhere he goes, ching, he says, he finds a third successful gank of the game. No kill this time, but it's onto the squishy Vel'Koz. He may have cleanse, but he has no beef behind him. Far from an Alistair in that way. He goes down, KT push up, and that sinking feeling for so many teams around the Rift, it might be felt here as I think it's going to be a kill.
Yeah, it's Smeb pushing in, Feral coming down, chains it, ADD, gonna flash away, gets the hit with the boomerang, does slow up Smeb, will dissuade him from diving in solo, no barrage. So.
Are you not entertained, KT Rolster say to their fan base? They might be something else at this point.
That E word is safe to say, and I am certainly entertained, but
I mean, their happiness has not been encroached. Their happiness should be running away with this game, so I don't know what the problem is. KT Rolster, very, very strong early game, not quite to the degree that they blew away Harmor Life Esports in Game 2, but KT Rolster Game 2 is becoming a sign of the times in recent memory.
The good old summer buff working like it's never worked before.
Well, it just didn't work at all last year.
Yeah.
The problem for Score is that the summer buff is actually just him reaching finals that he lost. The only final that KT Rolster won was the Arrows in 2014, and if you're not a Korean League of Legends aficionado, and let's be real, most of us are not, that wasn't scoring the lineup.
Yeah.
That was, of course, Kakao in the jungle, and the AD carry was Arrow, now over at Optic Gaming.
How the times have changed.
The times have changed. Score didn't get his victory. He's still looking for it all these years later. Score, the only player to have played in the OGN Invitational in 2012 February. If UCAR was watching him, he would have been about 10 years old at the time. 6.5 years ago, Score still desperate for that first title, and they're close to one, Achilles. Whatever happens, if it falls off a cliff, it falls off a cliff. This KT Rolster is leagues ahead of the KT Rolster of 2017. Deft is no longer making the unforced errors he was.
Yeah.
They're close. Doesn't mean they'll win, but damn, they're probably feeling.
I mean, Score has to be so hungry for it. Not having a title when Kakao does, it's got to be a bad feeling for him, given the current state of things.
Yes, Kakao actually, if MVP goes on to lose this game, will not play again in 2018, so he actually did not pick up a game victory for Generic.
Yep. They will avoid relegation. Stick around for a bit longer. But Infernal Dragon, first of the game, going to be started up in about 11 minutes here for KT. 3-1 at the moment, MVP. Contesting this just would basically be a death sentence. So,
oh yeah,
even though Mata's not playing the Thresh, but still.
They definitely lost voting rights on the Drakes for a while, with everyone so far behind. And Varus, while he's able to do well in the lane trades against the Azir, he's not as good at walking out of lane as the Azir. Azir can do so many things with his mobility on the shifting sands, and Varus needs a lot more time and predictability that's not there. The enemy team?
But can he run it down the lane?
You know, I don't want to talk about running it down anymore. As KT Rolster, what I'm focused on, no running it down for them.
Well, trying to hound down ADD at the moment.
Oh, well, they're going to run
of the wall, they're just going to be pinching ADD.
Maybe
they'll hop to the side, however.
Maybe they'll run him down.
Try to.
This is nice moves from ADD.
Yeah. Barrel's coming through, trying to chain this in, but ADD just says thanks for the 10 gold, but now he's stuck underneath this tower versus 3. UCAL going in, lock up from the Glacial Prison. He played that about as good as he could have. It was a good attempt, ADD. Maybe if you had a flash, you could have made it out, but props to you for buying some time. Ian going to open up with some damage here onto the mid tower, but he does die in the end.
And ADD has come back, of course, from his pneumothorax that collapsed lung and looked very good in the games he's played, but unfortunately that hasn't been enough to find match victories for MVP. On that huge losing streak, as we mentioned in the opening, they have lost 7 best-of-3s in a row and only picked up 3 game victories in that time. Looking like this will be an extension, unless they can find a way back into this game very fast.
I mean, they need KT to really flub something here. Some massive screw-up engagement.
There's been some insurance already taken out. Merc Treads from Ashe is a very safe pickup.
Arrow coming through, but even with the hitbox on that ult, still not going to find Pilot.
Well, you saw what that play was supposed to be, but unfortunately, as we outlined, Def not quite prey on the Ashe arrows.
And also now Smeb's going to be down as TP. Yeah. We'll have it, back before ADD, because he had to actually full channel it back to lane, but it cost them even further than just the ultimate.
Turns out when you're up 2,000 gold, and your junglers pulled off all the successful ganks, you can afford to miss one of those ultimates.
But more than that is when things become worrisome.
Didn't want the fans to cheer too early, so it was zoning enthusiasm.
He's got to calm everybody down, you know.
He wants the fans to curb their enthusiasm, is what we're saying. Deft, just farming. Again, went Merc Treads to be respectful, so doesn't have Blade of Ruin King this early. 1,100 gold spent on the Mercs. Smeb still trading, but up in CS against the Gnar, and while he's not clapped to OGP, we know this lane phase has been very kind to him, and these trades, oh boy.
Yep, just chunking him out, pushing him back yet again. Weakening that Gnar, that's going to be, oh, the cask barely missing! The Black Shield would have been there anyway. Oh, no displacement to be had, but a poor sign for Yondu.
That was a really good time. It didn't miss. That was actually Twitch Black Shield.
Oh, was it?
Death.
I thought it was just out of range.
No, he twitched it. He twitched the Black Shield onto him really late. Very nicely done by Mata.
In that case, Mata, the god! Nails it!
That's right.
Had to make up for it.
Don't worry, on the VOD, we'll edit out the first call. We'll just sub that one, and that's how it works. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know, it's ADR.
We'll get in there. Just talk to Riot. They'll definitely allow you to buff up your play-by-play with the post-match edit. Well, speaking of post-match edits, seems like Smeb's looking to edit out Gnar from the top lane. Gonna take that top lane turret solo.
Buff taken away by Score. Tower going down. That's first brick for KT. Just basically getting everything at each twist and turn in the game.
Score's here, patrolling the mid lane. Varus has items. Ian has had an uninteractive laning phase against Azir and done the job of a Varus, but don't think it matters too much, if I'm being honest. Smeb is becoming a monster. We'll have the Trinity Force on the first back. Feels like if that arrow connected bot lane, that would have been another turret rolling down, but the turret for now going to remain healthy. KT looking for another way to stack their CC and call in their orbital strike with the GPO.
Holding it for now. KT with such control over this game. Maybe able to add another Infernal Dragon into their war chest here. 1 minute and 35 until that one spawns.
Yukar will be a bit sad about his items. He has no ability to get a fast Nashor, so you have to be respectful. Otherwise, every Q just does 1/3 of your life, and you just can't lane. Yeah. Again, he played the other side of this matchup. Our only other mid lane Varus into Azir was Yukar.
Score is just trying to kill all of the things simultaneously here with the Scuttle Crab and the Rift Herald. Push up coming through. Pilot up to mid. Yondu will get the Scuttle, and the Rift Herald is going to have to be abandoned.
No reason to over-pursue onto objectives when you're this far ahead in the first 16 minutes. Pilot actually there to follow up on some engaged CC from Ian, but Yukar will pull away. Again, doesn't get one-shotted by the Varus. Let's watch the Q if it hits. No, it does not, so we don't get to see how much damage it's doing post-Seeker's Arm Guard. It's starting to fall low in the mid lane, and is Deft throwing up the Hawk Shot.
Just trying to keep tabs on Yondu. So far, he's got a kill, but otherwise hasn't been able to get too many ganks off.
Max is so damn squishy. He's gone tier just to have more lane presence, so he wants to be in a 2v2 as much as possible. But the tier not going to be helping him out in the trades 1 iota.
Shield coming down, not going to be getting popped at the moment. A Score tries to clear out the control ward. Yondu waiting over the wall, but will not be going through with a body slam.
Smeb stealing Raptors because Smeb thinks.
Yes, he absolutely can. He'll just roam down, zip his way back up the top lane, and then he'll start chunking down ADD again.
I think he might just go his best Jace impression build and go lethality here because seems like he almost Ghostblade on the way.
He's going to hop out. Ooh, he's got it prepped. First hit comes down. ADD's down to half HP. Looking for a bit more. ADD says no, gets rid of the barrel, but it might not matter. Has to push him away. As Ian roams up. I really love this just back and forth.
Uh-oh.
Looking for the pop-up. Score not going to get hit. Arctic Assault in onto the Yondu.
He outplayed that situation even better than he realizes.
Yeah.
He can't know how much he was supposed to die there.
Well, he survives. He's just trying to escort in. Reaction from Pilot flashes away. Barrage comes down, pushing MVP out from this tower. It's going to be a second one picked up by KT as they keep moving forward. 4,000 gold now in the lead at 18 minutes. And they might just be able to fall back and pick up that second Infernal now.
Just playing the structure game. 2 turrets down. Infernal to be picked up. Score goes to the spot where so many people have died this season, including this exact control ward.
Just dodges out on almost all of the abilities.
He's pretty good, you know? People were calling for Rush. They don't really call for Rush anymore. They're happy to see Old Man score. We see Rush in the back. He seems to be quite happy that his squad is winning.
Yeah.
Not a selfish player by any means.
He's here every day.
He gets to be front row seat to KT Rolster, going on quite the run. Achilles. The first round Robin dominated by Griffin, 8-1. If KT Rolster win this match by any scoreline, they will have gone 8-1 in terms of game score in the second round Robin, so they would have been able to emulate. They actually flipped around. They went 5-4 first round into 8-1. They did drop a game to Hanwha Life after Rift Rivals, but they are overall 8-2 if they win against MVP since Rift Rivals, which is a real hot streak. They only lost to Kingzone, the squad they've never really been able to beat. But otherwise, KT Rolster are in red-hot form. And you have to say, if they do win and confirm first place, it's well-deserved because it's always best when the recency, the second round Robin, the meta that the playoffs are going to be played upon, the best performing team then is the team that goes to the final.
Well, second dragon taken here by KT, so just going to be bumping up those stats 16%, which I'm sure ADD is just absolutely thrilled about, given how the trades have been going versus this Gangplank.
You keep saying trades. Are they trades?
It's just receiving.
Yeah.
They're gifts.
Yes.
Just little gifts of love.
He didn't ask for the... You can get uninvited gifts where, like, oh, another gift, I didn't really want that.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunately what ADD is receiving. Happy little gifts.
I mean, we have another term for it. It's called, smack on your face.
Oh, look at Max!
As it goes through again. Glacial Prison now thrown down on the Yondu. He'll body slam away, but can't get out of the arrow. Now has the flash. Retreats successfully back behind that tier 2 tower, but KT just keep up the pressure. 4-1. Gold lead continuing to stretch into the sky.
When the barrel accidentally kills the person he can't see, that's when things are going too far.
Happy little accidents.
I know Smeb well enough to know he's going to stack lethality, because he went full lethality Jace the other day.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to stack lethality here. He went Youmuu's, which used to be standard on the GP. No one builds it anymore. Usually Storm Razor, but he just wants to pop Youmuu's and run at the Gnar, so... Problem here for the side of MVP is that, okay, they're behind, that part we know, but the part compositionally that's the problem is now GP is smashing Gnar in the 1v1, and Azir, Ashe, Sejuani, Morgana is about as reliable as 4 as you could ask for. So while it's not a 1-3-1 comp that a lot of teams in Korea are biased towards recently, they can 1-3-1 with the Azir, and if they 4-1, it's basically can't lose territory for KT.
Yeah. Already 4v5 in the last game, so why not just do it again? Call just going to be pushed up here into the top lane.
This could be a 0-0-0 game from Tavares.
Yeah, you know.
It's not a perfect game because 1 kill has been registered to Gragas. Shame on you, Death. But otherwise, everything has gone the way of KT. It's so easy to push up Ashe and Azir because both turrets, Morgana and Sejuani to catch initiation and disengage. And Smeb, if he's going to hit the barrels, it's going to be bad news for ADD. He's going to stop on the second lethality item for now.
Ashe arrow. Ooh, he just hopped right over it.
One thing left in this game is Deft hitting those Ashe arrows. Everything else going to plan for KT.
That's the one thing that's not quite working out perfectly well here for KT, but now pressure in, wave being escorted forward as they look for the wave. The rest of MVP trying to collapse in. Squad plays up into the front line. Turn call going to be opened up. Glacial Prison comes down, but it connects onto ADD. They have no way of stopping Pilot. Score just takes a good amount of damage.
So yeah, pushing in
the
the mid lane.
Flashed away. Yeah. Massive respect over there.
Yukao continuing his, I don't need a minion wave. I'm just going to walk up to the turret.
He just sidesteps it.
Need to hit those. Need to hit those. Don't know how many games. Recently, Ian's played of the mid lane Varus. Used to be a tempted Ian favorite, as here is the ult just to zone them away.
Yeah, Barrage coming down. No wave. Yondu going to get locked up, and Smeb goes in deep. Offers up a lot of damage onto the Gragas. Can't kill him, but they will go ahead and take down that tower. Now it's 4-0. Getting ready to make it 5 as Yukao still sticks around. Drifts his way back. This guy is fearless when it comes down to knocking these things down.
And it's the guy who wasn't there last year. Yukao is the difference from the 2017 underperforming KT. He was only legally available to play by Riot rules the 30th of January this year when he turned 17 Western Age. Remember, He actually is only 17 and a half. That is how old he is. We talk about
Very young
Chovy. Chovy, the only player younger than Yukal. You have that amazing duo of Yukal and Score, where Yukal in interviews, confident beyond his years, talks about delivering that win to Score. His young. It is the biggest age gap there could possibly be because he is 17 and a half and Score is 26 and a half now. And it's all about the veteran and the young gun. But sometimes with the names off, with their play, it's hard to tell which one's which.
So used to being older than the players, and then I think I'm like, yeah, Score. Yeah, he is older than me. Got me beat. 26 soon, though.
Will Score get that first title? That is one of the big stories, the fantastic run, as OGN is called this season. That would be one ending that a lot of people would see as a feel-good story. Only the opposition supporters, I'm sure, could begrudge in that. KT Rolster, can they win the regular season? Is it time to truly get enthused about KT? It's what a lot of people are wondering. They got 2 Infernals, they're 7,000 gold up. This would take extra levels of throw from KT to lose.
Yeah. Well, Pilot getting hounded down. ADD kind of hovering nearby. Score not going to assault over the wall. Get vision on the Jhin, but not going to find a follow-up. Right now, Yukal bringing the wave up top into that final standing inner turret.
What do you even do?
He tries to sit there, tries to contest with him. They have Yondu on the roam. They'll boop him in. Yukal pops the barrier, gets that Emperor's Divide in, and will take down the bars, but can he make it out of here with his life? Yondu going to be pushing back. Curtain Call opened up, looking for the hit. It's not going to find anything. Score goes into the back, tosses out the passive, gets the lockdown, and will dissuade them from following up with any more shots.
Azir had his flash up. Azir in close quarters, always going to do more than the Varus. They take him down. Here goes another turret. Again, those chances to truly, truly enjoy KT Rolster's success coming online here. They're trying to siege down this inhibitor turret.
Working their way up. That's going to be the lock-in. Prison comes down onto Yondu. He body slams his way out of there as Pilot is firing off with these shots, trying to chunk down the members of KT. Gets a decent bit of damage onto the Ashe, but Blade of the Rune King is there for depth. Can slowly sustain himself back up. In the meantime, Yukal is taking out this Mountain Drake, which would help them get further prepared for the Baron.
Yeah, not really convinced they need a Mountain Drake. There's nothing else easy to take on the map. They have 7,000 control wards in the enemy red buff. So they are feeling really good about this situation.
So Smeb still playing up in the brush, just waiting for somebody to walk in.
This game is almost impossible to lose for KT Rolster. There, I said it out loud. It is almost impossible to lose. They are so far ahead. Compositionally, they answer them. MVP have a similar comp, but they can't get the same value out of their Varus. They're getting out their Azir. This would be so epic if KT couldn't win.
Yondu just trying to clear out the vision that he can. Mata just trying to give him as hard of a time as possible. So, KT, can you close it out? Is the question. Seems like a pretty resounding yes is going to be the answer.
I'm running out of E words I can use. I'm getting frustrated. I'm
Exquisite play.
Oh, I haven't said exquisite yet.
Yeah.
I'll work on that one. I don't have a dictionary open. I'm trying to think of the adjectives to use. I feel like I'm missing an obvious one that I haven't used yet.
Such an evocative performance.
That's a very obvious one I haven't used yet. I can't remember which one, but KT fans, stand up and cheer. Team is doing well. Score comes to zone out ADD. When do they start the Baron is really the last question we have left for KT.
Eloquent. Have you used Eloquent?
I would argue yes, without having to say the word.
Well, in the downtime, I'll see if I can come up with any new ones for you. But just going to be Vision Patrol here for KT as they try to get set to take that Baron. I mean, they have so much damage. The Ashe, the Azir, plus the Mountain Drake now in the mix.
They got damage, they got siege, they have initiation. They have literally everything set up. They also have control wards in the enemy red side jungle. However, Achilleos, the only way they can potentially even get slowed down is for the Baron to go the other way. So, KT, the final frontier, can you get the Baron that is set up to be picked up?
Well, ADD is pushing in the bottom lane at the moment, and he is exhausted, I think, so can't get excited. Yondu going to get zoned back. Ashe Arrow comes down, gets the connection. The Baron goes over to KT. Curtain Call opened up, just trying to chunk out Smeb, but even the fourth and final shot only deals 330-something damage.
Baron easily picked up by KT.
They're poised.
No rage could be built up onto the Gnar. Couldn't get there, and thus they back away. You see the item that always heralds that the team thinks it's going to end soon. Third item, Guardian Angel from the Ash. That is the let's close the game. Let's close the regular season. Let's make KT Rolster, for the first time, our regular season champions. Control wards, as indicated by the observers, are at 9. Hype is at full stacks here for KT Rolster. Doesn't seem like the tiers are going to be necessary. Didn't even have to stack tiers this time, it turned out, for KT Rolster fans. Maybe the tiers will be kept for Samsung World Gymnasium, the 8th of September, when that grand final will be played. But for today, no tiers necessary.
I mean, tiers still kept for Max, as they're staring at, you know, another promotion tournament that they have to re-qualify through to make it back into the LCK.
Very much looking that way. Again, you have to feel hard done by if you're an MVP fan. I think if they had ADD, they would have won at least one more series.
I agree. Or at least one more game that might have made a difference.
Unfortunately, that really did disrupt their momentum for that game victory against Afrika, but the Heimerdinger and the Mordekaiser top lane wasn't how they wanted to be playing out League of Legends. KT Rolster want to play this one out as simply as possible. Smeb is a roaming raid boss. They haven't broke the base just yet.
Violet taking a ton of damage. Arrow knocks him down. It's going to be the flash out from him. QSS has to be burned as well. Now KT can pretty much do just about whatever they want, including piling into the base and using his own QSS. But it's a push forward. Now onto the inhibitors. The tower falls. Yukal bringing up the top lane. At the same time,
the damage is just
so
disgusting.
much damage here on this Gnar. He can't do anything. 2 inhibitors going down simultaneously. The third getting ready to join is KT. Look to absolutely envelop the base of MVP. Pushing in, third inhibitor falls, KT. Their first place ticket getting it ready to be punched as MVP makes a final stand. The curtain call coming down, firing out shots, but it's barely scratching the surface. The paint on the KT roller coaster as they work their way in for the final push. The barrage coming down, minions cleared out. Smeb threatening everybody back to the fountain as he pushes fearlessly forward, chunking out the members. The Nexus now exposed. ADD goes forward, gets the pin in onto the wall. The beam comes down. They manage to find one, but Smeb goes in, gets rid of the Gnar. And KT Rolster, congratulations, you have finally done it. You've netted yourself a first place win here in the summer.